I'd like to call the meeting to order with the pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We'll start with the approval of the minutes. I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from February 24th.
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye. On to old business, new construction, 331 Sag Main Street. Third and Kara's there.
Hello,
Hi.
here's some samples.
Thank you.
And it takes, before everything we need. It's, briefly 1 second. So last time we spoke, we didn't have enough people.
Right, yeah. Thank you.
And
Wait.
I had the roof, which is on the metal roof, is low pitch, less than 3. The galvan is thin. And then the asphalt and pubic rag. GAF, and then the window trim and the white double dip cedar. We went with wood instead of the composite plastic fiberglass now. And any other questions?
No.
Last. This. You raise the top of that. Okay, they're all look different every time you get a sample, so. And the house is quite a distance from the street. You step back like 150 to 123 feet. And then yes, so there's glazing, the glazing was on the plans on each page. The elevation. And the night elevation. This I don't think I gave you. I don't think you have the night visions. Oh, you have the
Here's cover me over for.
I couldn't remember if I sent those in. And that should be it. It's all within like I said, it's a long way from the street.
Yeah.
It's 100 and I think there's down somewhere.
Looks great, thank you,
Yeah.
everybody.
Thanks for the night renderings and the samples, and I don't see anything even remotely incongruous with the neighborhood. You were here first, you tell us.
My neighbors have more glass than I do.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to go there, but you asked, so I said.
All right, any other thoughts, anybody? Okay, yes, make a motion to approve it. Second, all in favor? Aye. Happy building. Next on the agenda is 454 Hedges Lane. Yeah.
Rich? It's for my files. For my files. Thanks.
Ready? Good afternoon, good evening, architect. Here with the homeowner Michael, to discuss the revisions we made since last meeting. Overall, I feel we had favorable comments on the house. A few items to look at were glazing, both on the front and the rear elevations. And there was a question with, I guess, mass or the length of the house, which all three we've sort of directly addressed. Front elevation, this is the new night study. Just as Pat brought it up, we did remove a door and a window, so the glass to wall area did go down. More importantly, on the front elevation, we reduced the massing of the house, the length of the house. On the second floor, we actually took that sort of left little gable on the garage and we slid it 5 feet into the house. So we reduced 5 feet of length from the street. And initially, we were very sensitive to this. The house is pushed back further from the street than setbacks. And if you recall, the house steps to the left. So, you know, that side of the house is 125 feet or so off the front property line. With the reduction in the length of the house from this elevation did get a little deeper front to back. We reconfigured it. Glazing, I don't think changed significantly, maybe went a little bit down, so we have more wall area. The rear of the house, we did introduce the shutters or the vertical slide elements to those transoms in the great room, in the middle of the great room. So we reduced glazing, but because we also changed the mass of the house, we lost wall area. So net wise, it doesn't look like it changed much, if anything, but we did in fact eliminate glazing directly from the front elevation. Back to the front, if we want to go to maybe the front renderings or this, we did study the glazing on the side of the front door. We talked about possibly putting the fins or the slats in front of it. We felt that it sort of took away from the entrance to the approach to the house. It sort of felt like just this door with this canopy in this slat wall. Plus there was no sort of, in the middle of the house, the ability to look out from the inside without looking through slats.
Yeah.
So we are proposing, I have a sample in front of you of using just in that front section, a tinted glass, which will further reduce the visible light transmission out the front there. There is no way really in this glass to wall calculation of determining the visible trans light, but I think it cuts 30%
Yeah.
from the standard light, and that's only on that center section. It'll be to the side of the doors and the glazing in front of the stair tower.
Can you just click back and forth again?
Yeah, so I did this very much on purpose. I put both renderings back to back so you can see the difference. Not only did the house get pushed in that left top section 5 feet, we did eliminate the railing, which further sort of reduced some mass from the street. If you go to the next one, and then back and forth, it shows it really well on this side.
Yes, change.
And go to the next one. I think the back elevation, maybe even a little closer. The next two, maybe. You could toggle back and forth on these, you'll see. So that right section tucked in. Railing is shorter, so the length of the house is shorter, and we added those slats in the upper transom windows in that great room.
With the, other than the side lights on the front door, Are the other windows gonna be any lower emission or they be,
They're low E glass.
yeah,
Yeah, they are low E glass to start with, so that cuts back 50% almost of visible light just in the nature of that glass. This, in the front entry is even 30% more than that.
What are the two samples there?
That's the light, so that's for the front door, this is the tinted glass.
Oh, okay, one is tinted.
Yeah. This is the low E, which is the standard glass
Yep.
on the house. You'll see how white this is when you're not looking through glass. And this is what's proposed just at the front entry there.
Okay.
Well, what's the percentage of the reduction?
Uh,
The low E two is 72%. And Ron says the side lights are 48% transparency. So it's a drop from 72 to 48%.
And there's no site plan? Do you have a site plan?
First submission, we had site
I know,
plan, yeah.
I know.
Yeah,
There's nothing in today.
there's nothing new on the site plan as far as orientation of the house,
Do you want to see the sides? We could go to the renderings from the first meeting.
Yes.
That would be great.
Also, I just wanted to remind myself of the neighbors and proximity in the back to what your,
Mhm.
the back of your house looks upon.
I think the overall, what were those called? That's the survey, that's our survey. I think the next one, which, let me see, which show the Google Earth images, right? Landscape, what was that?
So I think it's number 3 and then number 5 on.
Try 5, yeah, the site contacts. So the house behind us, it is back to back with ours, so the house is pushed.
I'd say go to page 3 of that.
Yeah, so the house is pushed towards the north end of their property and their rear faces our rear, so houses are as far apart as they can possibly get with the two lots backing each other. A little more context, the house now is non-conforming, we're conforming, so we push the east side of our house into a conforming location, so it's further away from the neighbor's lot to the east and whatever comes there. We have very small windows, very few windows, east and west to the neighbor's properties.
I personally feel like there's too much glazing in the back. The front looks really nice now, I think. Does anybody have any comments on, why don't we start with the front? Does anybody have any comments on the front?
yeah.
I think it looks good. Yeah, it's beautiful design. Should we have any comments? There are, sorry, just on the front, again, just, these slats do cover window or no?
Yeah, so
They
so to the right of the front door
Okay.
up until the wood starts, that's the stair behind there. So there is glass behind that. You can see on the night or the light rendering, the light study very clearly what's where the windows are. With one says night, maybe the first.
Oh,
one.
I see, okay.
Or the night renderings too will show you that.
Yeah, yeah,
Again, there you go, yeah. So
Okay.
what's sort of yellow is
is that,
where light would transmit and. Yep. Percentages are on there, front or under 18%. The rear, even though we did lose slats from the last time by putting slats, once we left the whole area, the number didn't change much actually, or 31%.
I have no comments about the design, and I think the design is beautiful. And the only issue I have is the back, the glass to wall ratio, is just, that's a bit high for me, it's above 30.
The lights now below the transom are around 9 feet, you think?
I'm sorry?
Below the sort of louvered transom windows, what are those heights? Around like 9
The
feet?
center door is 10-foot door.
10 foot, okay.
So that's what you're reacting to, I think.
You're more satisfied.
With the louver part. It's still like, you know.
Yeah, the louvers, we figured cut about a third of the window that was there before. Just the proportion of the solid to the void.
That's 10 to the,
Just the center section, the doors in the rest of the house are not that high, just that center section was 10. I mean, we could lower it to 9 feet and just lower that whole thing. I'm not sure if the percentage would change. I don't know if it goes down to 30. That's a magic number, but
it's not actually, underneath it is more magic.
So that we did lose square footage of glass. We went from 710 square feet in the back to 697 square feet in the original.
like I said, the fact that we reduced the length of the house, we lost some wall area, which hurt us in that calculation. So we were low percentage wise.
It's just a proportion.
Would you think flanking the sort of center great room windows, flanking the outer windows with the same louver treatment would have a deleterious effect on the inside or the outside? Yeah,
The feel, I think, from inside of the inside outside, that everyone's looking for, I do, yeah. I mean, we could eliminate the windows in the garage, which I don't even calculate those. I turn them off sometimes. We could straight up eliminate those two windows, just have a big blank wall there. No problem, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I drove past a house on Seascape last night that had just its garage interior lights on
Yeah,
and nobody was there.
yeah, so we can eliminate those, no problem. Again, the garage doors are solid wood.
There's not much.
I mean, then also you have on both sides of the main windows, the structure juts out of it, so it does help in sort of lateral view.
It's just that the house that's behind you is,
I think the house behind us, in all due respect, also has a lot of their own light
right,
coming out.
I think it's sort of nice to have windows in the garage.
yeah, I mean, I agree with that, it's nice to have light in the garage, but.
I don't think the garage really makes that much of a difference. I think it's more the.
More the massing than the actual amount of light, I think.
Maybe it's the second floor too, that makes.
The clear story with the slats, is that what you're saying? What if that were, the darker glass? Would that help?
It would help cut down on visible light, yeah, I mean, I don't know how I feel about,
Design wise,
even lifestyle, I mean. The windows in the upper foyer there, those are a high transit windows in the second floor hallway to get light into the, we could do that dark glass on there. Just trying to have them next to each other, I think it'd be obvious if you start to
Right.
Mix that.
put it next to each other. Now, the floor is its own thing, that hallway's its own thing.
Maybe we could do the tinted one that's in the garage and then in those hallway.
in the hallway, make these, they don't wanna do that, and I agree. Maybe the tinted are in the clear story, the
Right.
hallway, and
In the garage.
tinted garage.
All the windows don't have to go floor to ceiling.
I don't think that would be so bad.
Because right now, I think there's a beautiful balance. Right, of all these groupings of 3 windows, right, it's a beautiful design. And I just wondering if they all need to go floor to ceiling.
Well, I think the design is good, the proportions are good. I mean, I think you change a lot if you made these clear story in the garage,
Great sense, yeah.
yeah, that wouldn't be bad.
Again, I can't calculate that, that's not gonna change the percentage, that's gonna cut down the visible
If you
light.
made these the tint and lose the garage window.
Yeah, okay, losing the garage would change the number, sure.
It's just like a
Yes.
window bank.
I think it would be.
Nothing bigger, where this just hangs over top. It's not something, right?
I imagine for the operation of it, there would be a separate window with sort of transit windows.
Okay, so you're reacting to just. Everything is floor to ceiling, basically. Right, on the top, all the sections.
And nearly wall to wall. Right, so I just think something has to get a little bit on the back, glazing different.
You could make these 4, 3, but that wouldn't, then you don't have 2 pairs of sliding doors going out. Is that the master bedroom? Down here?
Yes, there's a bedroom, yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty protected from the side and top from sort of major light pollution.
Yeah, it's pretty protected, yeah. The little jut out of the breakfast room sort of blocks the center section a little bit. And that balcony, and fireplace, exterior fireplace, block a lot of the noise, light noise from the west, sure.
I think the second floor would seem to be the bedrooms. Maybe those windows could be handled a little more delicately. Because those will be more exposed to the direct neighbors. And what are the ceiling heights on the second floor windows? Or the window heights?
The window heights or the
The window
plate heights of the house are. I think the plate heights are 9 feet. So. And then they tray up inside, you know, they go up into the attic a little bit, so the ceiling must be higher than that, but I think the wall plate heights are 9 feet.
So the windows are 9 feet?
Yeah, plate heights are 9 feet.
They're the same height as, it's the same
The heads
module that you're using.
Heads of the windows are 8 feet.
So there wouldn't be much room for a transom there.
8 feet. 9 foot on the first floor, window heights, and that center section, like I said, does pop up.
Yeah.
Also, I think this upper are all bedrooms that are, I know you can't, that's a basic decision, but almost guaranteed to have some type of shades, curtains, the bedrooms.
And talk to me about the light fixtures that I'm noticing on the back. Are they decided upon or? Sure, John.
Nice.
They are nice. John, I don't know if they're on code, these lights.
I believe they're dark sky compliant, yeah.
Nice.
As long as they carry a bulb or luminaire that has the equivalent of 40 watts or less, it doesn't have to be dark sky compliant. And then there's a total overall amount of illumination allowed in the outside of the house per acre.
So you have a few of those in the rear and a few on the garage side. I mean, we thought we addressed your concerns from the first meeting. I understand there's some more, the garage windows are probably an easy give, if that helps. I don't know how you feel about making 9-foot windows in the great room and lowering that whole thing. I don't know if that does the calculation, but
Oh, I think you should,
I mean, that before putting slats in front of bedrooms or, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
you would
It's not
lower the
ideal.
ceiling of the great room.
The window, and the window.
The window.
Yeah, the door is.
Some more transom, less door.
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah, so align with these other ones.
But you wouldn't want to go down that much further.
You could
I don't know
align,
if it would make that.
you could align with these others and these
It's not gonna make much
drop
of a
these
difference.
down.
And there's a certain inflection point where it looks goofy with too heavy
It's
transom.
at the top, yeah.
You could drop the living rooms to 8 and then drop the other ones down.
Right, I know you're saying, I don't know how much of
Sorry.
a gain that is, because we're making the transoms longer.
1 by 20 divided and 30% off it.
So we're not limiting a tremendous amount of light.
This is, I mean, this could just go away and not be slats at all though, and not the window. Are these custom windows?
Yeah,
Nope.
No,
They're not?
they come this height, they come this height.
Orange, yeah.
What is the next shorter option? Of this Marvin window?
7 foot, 8 foot, 9 foot,
Oh,
10
okay,
foot,
okay.
pretty much every foot. you can
Okay. Well, I'm not ready to approve it at this percentage. How does everybody?
I think it's fine. Personally, I think that, you know, changing. Eliminating it nominally. You know, it's. I mean, if you wanna lower these in the great room to 8 feet,
9 feet, okay, or 10 is.
So they're 10.
so lower them, align with this.
Mhm.
You align with that. And drop this down. I don't know. Maybe that would
That's-
gain something.
I mean, that's really not gonna change the number much, but I just. Yes, that is an option, that is. Last time we thought we were really close, and the only thing that came up for us light on the rear was that windows, but.
I don't know what the solution is. Sometimes we have a suggestion. I know what you're reacting to. I don't know what the solution is in terms of just, I think it's just, she's reacting to, you know, everything on the top having all the 3 plus the 4 here, plus the 6 here, you know, it's just, it feels like it's every wall, right? And you want it to be proportionate, so it's not like to take off one thing.
Mhm.
I don't think taking off the garage, I don't think so much, it's not so much about the percentage, you take off the garage. It goes down a little, but that's not really what it is, I think it's the illumination of the whole back, right, that's. Kind of, you're feeling like is the entire back, it's not really, those 2 windows in the garage don't make a difference, it's not really the.
So
It's the
overall,
wall sort of
I mean,
of-
but
of
overall, you
both
look at
floors.
it, you get a non-monolithic something that looks like it's been created over time. You get cedar shake, you get pitched roofs.
Design is beautiful.
Yeah, so you get a
Yeah.
lot of what keeps this place looking the same way while affording them some, something they want.
Right. Right, but the design is very intentional.
on the left, if you drop that, instead of made it 4, if you made it 3. Would that? Change, I mean, would it seem less massive to y'all?
No, listen,
I
I
feel
don't
like
think
that's
it's
such a
about
cloistered area.
how to solve the problem.
I mean, if anything could be dealt with the top window, the sort of bedroom windows.
That's what I feel like they're all.
Yeah,
Ceiling.
but then you take a 10% overall reduction. And it doesn't do that much for their overall.
On the overall 4 sides where we had, I think we're at 18%, 19, if you took
Oh,
an
yeah.
average, the sides are like at 6%.
Right, overall, we're.
But the sides are sort of, they help you as well, they're.
It's intentional, it's just that we purposefully didn't put much in the hopes that we could get what we wanted, that's for sure.
Alright, well, why don't you vote? Unless anybody has any further comments, Alicia, do you have anything?
I mean, what do you?
Just wanna make sure everybody knows.
Yeah, I think I understand that what we're reacting to, I don't know what the.
I feel it's fine, that's all I'm trying to come up with a solution for you guys.
And find it. Alright, well,
Do you wanna vote?
we're gonna take a vote. Here, I don't know what the procedure is. I'll make a motion to. Okay. Who's in favor?
Fine.
I have to.
You two?
Up to me.
Kind of, 'cause I didn't say no.
I mean, I think
it would be worthwhile if there was one more, just look at the windows and see if there's something we could do to tweak a little bit on the back.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is, I don't wanna say what that is. Does that make sense?
It does. What happens in a tie?
Would we be able
So
to
maybe we
do a
could-
committee of two?
Maybe we could delay the vote then.
Okay. Yeah. What could we give them sort of concrete? If we're getting-
Can we-
Well, that's
Can
what
add
I'm
something
trying
to
to
this
come up with a
that-
sketch.
To come up with sketch for something now.
Well, I think we That's should, what I'm trying
I
to
think we
do.
should leave it to. I mean, it's up to them.
Yeah, I don't really wanna dictate a design, I mean, I think the design's beautiful, and I think it's just. I think it's up to them to look at it a little bit. Look at it again a little bit, you know,
So we're gonna be for the day, in the meantime, they can go some suggestions that might satisfy the board and.
we could do a committee of two, I mean, I think.
I mean, how much in a rush are you? We can do it, a
You're in
committee
a
too,
rush.
if you'd like.
Yeah, in a month.
They're in a
There's a long
rush.
time in between.
Right. So. I'm
So we could do a
happy-
committee of two, which is,
A little bit of a problem for committee of two.
Okay, because the design is so beautiful.
right,
And if it's
it's
just a
really,
reduction,
just a,
Yeah,
I think,
and I trust you to do that well.
I guess the two nays are on the committee of two then.
so we
I guess
don't,
the
we
two
don't
nays
have
are
to
by
meet,
default committee of two.
we don't have to meet, but you have to be there.
I don't have
Whoever
to.
chooses to be on the committee of two is gonna,
Okay.
is gonna be there. So, well, I'll make sure it's a balanced opinion for you guys. Okay, so we'll make a motion to adjourn this to the committee of two.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks, you guys.
Second.
All in favor?
Ready for the file or can we submit this again?
With a committee of two.
So like that.
Okay. Okay,
I was getting more clarity.
interesting, okay.
Room doesn't have to have.
It's also. That's it, so.
That's what it's saying.
Yeah.
Overall. The overall percentage was low. So that's. Okay. Move on to 62 Parsonage Pond Road.
Hi, good afternoon, Kevin Sullivan.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Thanks.
Good. So we left the last meeting with you guys asking us to try as much as we could to reduce the amount of glass in the back of this house. So what we have done is reduce the amount of glass in the back of the house. Your wish is our command. So we are down from 39% in the back of the house to 30%. And how we achieved that was a lot of work on the second floor, reducing the width of the fenestration for all the bedrooms. In the second floor, the front, if you're flipping through, is exactly the same. And the rear was the big issue. So we've actually reduced each of these bedroom windows by a third on the width of the bedroom. And we put in a screen, fixed screen over the window, which is in the upper hallway, which is this guy right here. So these windows shrank in, and that one, this has a full screen over it, so that reduces the amount of light out of here by 50%. And this glass door went to a solid wood door. And then the windows in the master bedroom became much narrower as well by a third off. And also you'll notice we're missing the beam across the eye, so.
What did you say?
A beam.
There's a beam that went across.
So the nighttime shots really kind of show it very well. on the amount of light. And I think really the issue for everybody is the amount of light coming from the second floor. And really for the environment and the neighbors. And we managed to reduce this substantially on the second floor. And so it wasn't really a case of, well, let's remove a couple of windows over here on the first floor and leave our windows on the second floor, the way that they were. And I think we managed to address all of the comments. So our total original was 29%, and we're down to a total now of 21%.
Of this facade or entire building?
The entire building, yeah.
Just by largely addressing the second floor?
Uh,
So is that a reduction of like 40% in the second floor?
it's actually a reduction only of 10% on the second, well, on the rear entirely. But really what happened was the master bedroom getting narrower.
Yeah,
What we realized was, so architecture and interior design is part of what happens inside the building as well as what happens outside the building. And how do people actually going to use this space? And we realized, yeah, exactly, the basics 101. What we realized is the client's going to have curtains in that bedroom anyway. And that curtain is going to stack somewhere. So why stack that curtain in front of glazing that you're not going to see anything through it anyway? So that's why we reduced the width of the windows in the master bedroom. So it gives us a solid wall for the curtain to stack up against. So it kind of made much more sense once we actually thought about how the room was going to be decorated.
So I'll use that in my next
Mhm.
discussion.
Yeah, stacking curtains, yeah.
When someone's pushing for a sheer curtain.
yeah. Exactly.
Right, I think that design's beautiful. Is it the first modern house on Parsonage Pond?
Wow,
Yes.
congratulations.
Thank
Drove on
you.
it last night.
There is an opportunity for all sorts of styles, right?
Okay, well, does anybody have any comments or?
I like it. Beautiful.
Thank you. I said in the last meeting, this has been a labor of love. We started this project in 2019,
Wow.
just pre-COVID.
Mine are here.
Client's not
Present in the room.
Any thoughts?
So we're excited.
I can imagine.
Yeah, I think it's essentially.
What else stories to that?
Nothing more than that. Materials and everything else.
Yeah, I like the materiality a lot.
That's it,
Beautiful.
those around it.
Makes it,
Yeah.
softens the. you know,
The architecture. I'm sorry, I didn't bring the samples with me, but we showed them at the last meeting. So second, well, all the wood is just should be banned. So that's cypress that's been burned. And then we've got unfilled travertine. And we've got, there's really basically.
Three materials.
Three materials, yeah.
I mean, only visible to drones and helicopters, but it's quite a colonized backyard there.
It's a colonized, yes. So that's an existing pool house that we're
Yeah.
working with. Which
I was
actually
wondering.
has been very difficult.
Nice opportunity from a square footage standpoint. Yeah. I think it fits in through materiality and the sort of subtlety. And not related, I think it's a stunning design.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much. Greatly appreciate it.
Sign.
I love the keepers.
Yeah, I love it.
I forgot to print for the story stuff.
Moving on to Stag General Store, 542 Stagnate Street.
Yep, I'm Nick Sapola, I'm representing the owner. With me here today, I'm the general contractor. Yeah, so there's actually, are they both two versions up there? I think
Yep.
that's just one version,
This is one.
right? So there's yeah, that's just one, that's just the basic block letter one. And then there's one that's a little bit more ornate, that was on the approved
I love that one.
actual plans, not the approved sign plan, but on the construction plans. So which is a little bit more ornate. The owner really doesn't, she put her words were, she's not gonna choose this hill to die on.
Does she have a preference?
Big one. Well, the preference actually that she had, we made the sign up. I was not aware that it wasn't approved, and it was the block letters, but it was kind of up and down, and it looked a little weird, you know, frankly.
Like the lemonade stand.
People would say, like, you made a mistake with the sign, it's like, no, that's what the designer kind of wanted, but either one works for her.
I like that one.
Yeah, I mean, that's more like the original one
Yeah.
from back in the 1800s. It was just straight letters, block letters, as opposed to, you know, more of an ornate.
Right, I think for a traditional building.
Yeah,
In an
absolutely.
historical area, the serif font, which you're calling down, the serif font is
Yeah.
more appropriate. I just had a question about capitalizing the S
The
and G
first
and the
three,
S.
yeah, that,
Wondering if they should all be the same and not capitalized.
So all the same size.
Right, so this, the sans serif, the more modern looking one, is all lowercase, uppercases, if you will.
I
All
don't,
the same
I disagree.
size,
I like the capitalization of SGS on the other one. See, that's the thing you get if you don't capitalize the whole thing. I mean, if you make them all the same.
well, their capital is bigger.
Yeah, I like that.
So making the first letter larger.
I think that's fine.
well, that's what it is now.
I was looking for a ye old, no chance for.
That's great.
Alicia, what are your thoughts?
I don't love it with the 3 letters larger, I think it looks a little bit like it's the same.
Yeah, they're called
You know,
initial caps.
The
like-
original one,
Like the second one, which is the more sans serif, you know, font, the
Mhm.
next one, which by the way, I don't mind.
that's more like the very original sign.
Yeah, having been here, you know, 30 years, I just think, I don't know, there's something about this that's very clean, I like it, it gives a little, I don't know. But if we're gonna go with the other one, I would just say, I think it's cleaner to have all the letters the same.
Mhm.
Would you make them all caps?
Well, they are all caps.
No, and the other one.
All packed with
So
different.
it's-
All caps.
It's called initial caps,
Yeah,
where the first one
it
is.
just, I,
You'd make them all the same size.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say.
I think so, I think it's a
this
little
is like
too-
really, when you go by, when you, I don't know, I just feel like clean is better. There's enough to look at, and I think it's really beautiful looking at it, I mean, I've been passing by construction,
I've
so.
been living there.
I know, I know.
I'm tired of looking at
Um, So, I don't know, to me. That's the only thing I would say, I think they should all be the same size.
Well, we're here for your pleasure. Whichever one you
Well,
want.
We don't want it to look like a mistake, so.
It's sitting in the sign shop waiting for letters.
Okay.
So you'd lower, make them all the small.
Yeah.
The same
Would you make them
size,
all smaller or
All same
raise?
size.
Right.
Doesn't matter.
That's my
just,
question.
I don't know, I
Raise
don't,
them or
I don't know
lower?
how many points,
it's
I don't know how many
advantage
points
level.
each one is, so it looks like, you know, one is 2 points bigger
Yeah,
than the
I'm
other.
not sure, but.
But my
we
point,
have
like,
that
they should all be the same,
scale.
whatever it
And
is,
they'll have the
scale.
same height all the way across.
They should be the same height.
Block letters. Great.
So that's the one we choose, this one with the serif font, with all the letters the same size, please.
With the straight font, correct? So the other,
This font.
oh,
This font.
This font, all the
This
same
font looks like
size.
Times
okay, so
Roman or
this
one
is
of
the
those things.
fancier font. All the same size.
Can you go to the next one?
Are they the bigger, you want them the bigger or the
So
smaller?
here's what's gonna happen, when you make the letters on the serif one with the
They're
little
gonna all be the
feet
same
and
height.
tops, they're gonna be all the same height, but you can't really choose the size because the width of the sign is fixed.
Okay, dictated,
Right.
so you proportionate.
Correct.
Okay.
I'm just curious, because you said this and this sort of spoke to me, is this the, more like the original? Do you have a picture of the original? I'm just curious.
You know. We were going by something that we got from the village, I believe.
I just
I
used to hang
might,
out there a lot.
I know, and I did too, and I feel like if it were hand painted and hand created or re-put up
Yeah,
with the original sign or recreating the original sign, but we're not.
yeah.
And
So-
I just don't remember.
It
what
was
like.
called Chamberlain Brothers. And they were all, they were white.
Oh, this is the real original.
Yeah, that's the real.
I'm talking about like
we're
the
going back.
nineties.
No, before we were all.
Talking about before there was a Sagaponic village, but
Yeah,
that was
this
like Sagaponic village,
Yeah,
because that was the
I
only
think there was a
thing,
horse tied up after.
when it was Southampton, you know?
You did a good job matching the font.
Yeah,
That's
it's
what you were
cool.
going for.
Yeah, so that's kind of more like the font
Mm.
that was in that original sign.
I would like that one the same size. I would like A or B, but I don't like the combination. But it's 3 against 1, so.
Wait, sorry, what do you like?
I think the section, when you go to the first one, it is by nature has some ornamentation in it. And therefore, I think you're allowed to change it and distinguishing the proper noun by having higher.
I agree with you.
Capitals.
This is a more traditional font generally.
I feel like
It
we're
shows a
Typography.
literary heritage of Sagaponic.
I think
Yeah,
that is
yeah,
easier
not
to
to-
hand paint,
Mhm.
right, if that were hand painted, so.
These are the two, so you're talking about this one, but all the same size.
Gotcha.
I'll be there daily regardless, so.
Right, exactly. I don't know.
Over in my house.
I like the second one also, to be honest. I
So we're going with that one, all the same size. Easy.
think it just flows then.
Is it painted or is it relief?
It's painted.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, you make a motion to approve it with those changes, then do we do a little committee of two situation, or we just say it's approved with those
I think
changes?
that would be-
Yeah, we can approve it with those changes.
If you drive by and you don't like it, I'll take it down and do it again.
It's
Okay.
only,
So, just to be sure.
I swear I thought I saw it was up already.
It was up, but it was that weird up and down thing.
Okay,
And I don't know.
What was
there was a sign up.
Yeah, we put a sign up.
That's why I was confused at the agenda, and I was like, I thought I saw the sign, but maybe I'm crazy.
it? Is there writing on it?
There was writing on it, but it wasn't approved. And I didn't know. I just was going by,
Okay.
hurry up and get this
I'm not
done.
trying to like gotcha, I was like, I thought I was crazy.
I got a call from Rhodey, said, it's not the right sign. We gotta approve it, so, okay. I got it.
Okay,
I'll
Thank
make a
you.
motion to approve it with those changes.
I'll second it.
That's a-
All in favor?
Thanks so much.
Thank you, we're excited.
Yours on here. The sign.
well, it's really all letters. Right?
All letters the same
All
size.
letters, not all font, I wrote font. It's the same point size, basically.
Okay. We're gonna sign those and then move on to additions and renovations for 113 Seascape Lane.
No, I'm fine. I'm the owner.
One second, thank you.
Pat, you ready?
I am ready, thank you.
So this is an existing home that was built in 2009. Two things that kind of predicated this work. One is a mold issue in the existing crawl space, which has made the house somewhat uninhabitable. So there's gonna be interior renovations. But also the existing windows were painted wooden marble windows, and they've started to rot away after that period of time. So we are proposing to change all the windows and doors on the exterior of the house to marble clad white windows. As far as the design of the windows, the change, we've reduced the amount of lights, and they had a 6 or an 8 over 1. And we reduced that to a 4 over 1 typically. And the other changes are we've changed, so we've gotten rid of the round top window over the entry, and we've gotten rid of the oval windows and tried to just keep it more consistent with double hung windows. Also eliminating the transoms on the main level house in order to sort of update the look of the house a little bit. Additionally, we changed the front porch. We wanted to enlarge the area of the deck underneath the porch, so we've eliminated the columns and the pediment. That also allowed us to do a lower slope roof there, which allowed us to do the double hung windows. The existing arch window has quite a high sill right now, so we wanted those windows, which really face the view, to be larger. Also changed the windows in the back of the house. In the living room, there was a French door with double hungs on each side, and eliminated the French door that was rarely used and put double hungs all the way across. We're gonna change the trim on the house to replace all the trim in the same profiles, but in AZAC rather than wood, still be painted.
Basing on windows can precisely date a house.
It looks more, yeah, this looks a lot better.
D-shot.
This was built in 1990.
That was built in 2009. Yeah. So
And they already were.
unfortunately.
Sorry, is there a current picture?
Pardon me?
Is there a current picture?
Is there a picture of the house? It's just rendering.
Of what it looks like today? No? Also wonder.
Those are the renderings of exist.
Yeah, I think we should have renderings on it. There's a, I mean, if there's any photos of the existing, that would you?
Yeah, just,
Sorry.
Photos of the
we're just
house
saying,
as it
we'd
is
like to
now.
see a photo of the house as it exists, just to see it.
Maybe Google.
It show you.
Okay.
That works. Here's. Toss the one.
Is that what caused the mold?
No, it was just an issue with improper venting in the crawl space and basically because they were cooling the house in the summer, the moisture condensed on the bottom of the sheathing between the insulation and the sheathing. And
Thanks to the HERS ratings, now there's no
Yeah.
airflow.
that's right, yeah.
Does anyone have any thoughts on the transoms of the new style of transoms above the windows?
Are they operable? No.
Transoms?
Transoms? No, fixed. I think they're fine. So the crawl space wasn't properly vetted.
Right.
And the moisture.
Yeah, condensed on the bottom of the floor. Yeah.
I don't think the glazing, yeah, I think the glazing is increasing, I think it's just sort of is grandfathered in, right, the way that it was, they're just changing the style of the windows. So it's not like we have
I think so.
much to say on the increase of glazing, but there are more windows, I feel, than or bigger windows than used to.
Well, there's also some of the circle window, you know.
Yeah, I got rid of that fan light and put in, but he also got rid of the doors and he raised the height of these windows. So this is you lose here, you know. It's,
Right.
yeah,
It's pretty
you
close.
see what
to
I mean,
balance.
it's close.
Yeah.
It looks a lot better, I think.
Mhm.
And you'll have new shingles too.
Your shingles.
Yeah, it looks a lot. Yeah, took off the. Yeah, fan light.
Sharing your phone.
Sure, no problem.
And getting rid of that pitch in the center is nice too. Just
Yeah,
subtle moves to change
it
the house.
really is, I like
Kind
that.
of dated, a little cliche, those things, and we're trying to make it a little more authentic.
Well, nice, you can make some lemonade from the lemons of the mildew issue.
Yeah.
Well, unless anybody has any further thoughts. Okay, I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
I think.
Okay, we'll move on to 35 Potato Road. Yes.
Good afternoon, my name is Veer Nanavati from the Royce Street Studio. I'm here with John Bennett and Mr. Delavich on behalf of our clients. This is an approved design that we're bringing back to you with some, what we hope you will agree are some small tweaks. So I can walk you through the 4 kind of updated slides, but just to tell you in summary, the fascias, which are the kind of bands on the first and second floor, have both marginally kind of reduced in height, which we felt was a slightly better proportion, kind of makes the house a little sleeker. There's an addition of some of these chimneys and vents. We're toggling between the previous, that's the approved design, and then the next is the proposed changes. So you can see there have been some changes to the glazing. Generally, overall, a reduction. in absolute terms, a reduction of about not about, but exactly 286.25 square feet. Percentage wise, that's about 4.4%. Yeah, so other small tweaks, you can see like the wall on the left, the stone wall kind of that extends out. In the previous view, you can see it leads just even one more back, sorry. So you can see that wall that kind of leads, there's an entry, service entry into the storage area. We raised that wall to kind of simplify that elevation. There were some transom panels below the windows, we've eliminated those. Yeah, and if you keep going. I think also it's just important to point out that this little light dashed line that you're seeing is the future planting, so these views will only be nominally visible. And this, of course, is an important view from the beach. This is from the property, you're kind of standing on the property on the beach side. Again, this elevation, we maintain the same percentage of glazing. There's slight change in the shape of the second floor that you can see if you squint carefully on the left-hand side on the deck. So relatively, we hope minor changes. Yes.
What prompted the changes?
A few different things. I think they were mostly driven by like really delving into the interiors with the client. The fascia was driven by a desire to kind of make the house just seem a little more sleek, which we think it helped. Yeah, that wall on the north side down again, it just felt like a simplification, cleaning it up a little bit. Yeah, that's the side.
Okay, does anybody have any comments?
I don't think they really markedly change it. If anything, improvements or integrates a little more.
Yeah, that's anything that we need to change in order to. Okay.
Any interior renderings of the lounge yet? Good.
Lounge.
I fund them maybe?
Not that I can share with you.
No.
I think like the entrance is gonna be quite a place to be.
All right, I'll make a motion to approve it.
Yeah, you wanna see the lounge. You wanna-
You'll have to get invited. And you may well. Yeah.
Everybody's
Yeah,
invited.
you are. So
Now we have to recuse ourselves for.
Yeah, okay, I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Keeping all of you.
No, nothing I can do with it. I can take this too. I'm gonna hold on to this one then. Thanks.
Just check.
Yes.
Just to put it in the size of the table.
Kept all mine for the first month.
I
My
realize.
wife caught my stash.
What happens is I keep saying those apartments.
Yeah. They're always in my car.
Okay, we'll move on to 56 Fairfield Pond Lane. Demolition.
Afternoon, Red Peterson Architects, yeah, the owner, the demolition existing house. The original architect was William Blackman, the full architect, and also Frank Hollenbeck later. Must have had renovations and additions, and it appears in the mid-80s it was constructed.
and is consistent with, you know, that kind of vintage house. Obviously, there's a few houses that we've done in the area that were deemed, I guess, historic or of some value, right? There's a stainless steel home and so on. This one seems to be just, I mean, it's a great house, but dominated by roof lines, and it doesn't really meet the needs of the client currently.
Was the addition, this was the original house, this one?
It seems
And then they added this?
possibly with the bridge. I didn't look back that far through the GIS to see the years of the addition.
Take a look.
Yeah.
Garage.
Yeah, 1985, the original house by William Blackman, the CO states.
William Blackman, did you say?
Blackman?
Blackman,
Blackman.
Bill Blakeman.
Bill.
Bill, okay. And that's the original house with the eaves. And then something added, it looks like.
Yeah, I know that. There was an addition in 99, but yeah, the only two architects that I was able to record was the Spawn back, which was later. And it may or may not be the 99 edition. Which was the garage.
I mean, these are excellent pictures of it. I was back there last night. It does not look anything like this.
Looks
So,
worn.
Ohio is, I think it just makes significance.
yeah, I mean, I didn't feel a need to. No, move on to it. Okay, anyone, all in favor of demolition?
I,
Second,
second,
all in favor?
okay.
Okay. Demolition's approved, and we can move on to the new construction once we all sign. All right,
Yeah, so the new home is. One to go with it. I'm sorry, yeah, the owner wanted to go with a more traditional shingle style gambrel. It was for his family. There were some details that we worked through, but we ended in line with the cedar, you know, which is a dominant material to the building elevations. And that will be accented with the shutter color, the front door color, which is the midnight. And then the panels and trim the speed light. Really sensitive to the kind of light, you know, around the rear. We have the light calculations, but you know, not all the doors are floor to ceiling windows, and we try to space out some of the windows, blasters and paneling. Along with on the there's a roof deck, we have, you know, a space out the railing, just which does clip some of the views, you know, of the patio doors on the roof deck. Yeah, generally it's a traditional style home that is, because of the gambrel nature of the style, a lot of it is, you know, dormers that are built into the roof lines. So the remaining dormers on the rear are hip, and the front are more shed style that's in the same pitch as the main center roof line. And yeah, and then the brick, the chimneys were of this kind of Lorraine white handmade, capped with blue stone, and that would be similar for all the patio and terrace work.
I think you managed to dormer the house to almost a flat roof, but still being effective, so I wish you could show some other flat roofers that it works well.
And again, bro, to get it to have, not to obviously have that flat roof is a challenge, but to actually, for framing, it makes things probably slightly more simple to have a roof line that runs through. And I think for honesty, you know, you can see it as a roof line that connects.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's a fair amount of windows, but most of them are on the first floor, which I feel like there's always a sort of mutual understanding with neighbors of first floor stuff. And it's a traditional house, so I see nothing wrong with it. I'm glad. The other one doesn't have historical significance because it needs to be a nice replacement.
Yeah, no,
It's nice.
I didn't look that far into the history. I did recognize that they were obviously local architects, did a lot of work. The house didn't appear to be.
Unfortunately, you need a good steward for the house for it to.
I think so, and I mean, I love all the mid-century, you know, contemporary stuff, but it didn't seem like there, and it didn't fit, obviously, like we looked at even for a time, we would salvage something, obviously it kind of incompatible.
Yeah, it was the Michael Graves effect of the 80s.
It says, sorry, Michael Davis is also, this is his.
Oh, this is, he's the builder on this, not a
Okay,
personal
he's not-
residence.
You're the architect.
He doesn't always do the architecture, he sometimes just does the build.
He'd be able to build this house pretty well.
Well, like, looks like,
Yeah,
sorry.
I don't know, it's a little different.
Yeah, sorry, yeah, I usually leave.
No, I think
it's
this,
No, it is different, it just, but I saw his stamp on it, so.
Now you're in a swoop.
I think it's a great house.
yeah.
It looks great.
Fits right in.
That was the hope, so.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
That was easy. Now you got a good house.
Yeah, thank you. No, yeah, we're just trying to put it together, appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Eric, did you want your samples?
Yeah.
We didn't even.
Actually, if I can, I'm gonna keep these.
Please, yeah, no, those were, I think she has a nice service that she can get those like overnighted samples.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Right, thank you.
It's enough white.
Also, we're gonna talk about the, Thanks.
What is that with me? Oh, it's Memorial Day.
Well, correct.
That's on.
so it has to be in April, correct? You can't have a monthly meeting, not in the same month or.
28th is Memorial Day?
No, May.
Oh, the 28th is.
26th.
Wait, but okay, when is the April meeting, or is this the April meeting?
No, the 28th of April is the meeting,
Right. Right, it's the meeting, okay.
but the 26th of May is Memorial Day. We could do the 27th if you're available.
That's probably the easiest. Unless anyone wants to do Friday.
No.
I'm not gonna be back until.
I'm gonna be
27th.
more available, by the way, in the winter.
Pardon me?
In the winter meetings, I'll be more available.
Good.
So that'll be better.
Okay,
Thanks.
the 27th is fine with me, that's a Tuesday.
Yeah, that's fine.
27th sounds good?
Yeah.
Everybody?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So you wanna make a motion to do that?
Oh, yes, we do.
Make a motion to change the date of the May meeting from May 26th, which is Memorial Day, to May 27th.
I'll second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
And the meetings are always at noon, is that correct?
Right,
28th of April.
all right, committee of two. Anyone?
I'll take it,
Okay. I'm happy to do it.
pretty light, load, yeah.
All right, Tony and Megan will do committee of two.
So you're gonna be, or,
No, the two of them are gonna do it.
Oh,
Yeah,
and maybe-
one pro, one con.
Yeah. So to make sure they shrunk or
Just a
raised
little, just a little.
the SG and the S.
Okay, I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Second?
All in favor? Okay.
Okay, that was a great meeting.
thank you, everybody.